Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the Stallone Marathon. And this time it is a film called Shade. Lie, cheat, steal, your deal. Pretty interesting cast. You got Stuart Townsend, who was in Queen of the Damned, Gabriel Byrne, Thandie Newton, Jamie Foxx, Melanie Griffith, and Sylvester Stallone. You also have appearances by Bo Hopkins. Yeah, Bo Hopkins and Hal Holbrook. And you know what? For a direct-to-video flick, I thought this was a pretty decent flick. And pretty much you have this group of people, Stuart Townsend, Gabriel Byrne, and Thandie Newton, sort of those three there, that lead along Jamie Foxx's character to doing this card game. And it's a film that has a lot of lies, a lot of conning involved, and one thing at least you know, they fuck them over, and what they're trying to do is get to a bigger game with the Dean, played by Sylvester Stallone. And before I get into the plot, what I liked about this film is it seemed as if the director knew the avenue that he was talking about, dealing with cards, card tricks, playing cards. It seemed like he had, I mean, the guy who wrote and directed it seemed like he knew what he was talking about, that he wasn't just some guy who was making shit up as he goes. And I thought it moved at a fairly decent pace, and the story was interesting. It had some nice little twists and turns that when I first saw it, I didn't quite see coming. It's also one of those films that plays with the timeline where you see it play off one way, and then you try to get a repeat from a different angle. So it's like, that's what was really happening at that point, or that's what really happened. And some you can see coming, some I thought was pretty decent little twists. Plus, I thought the cast worked well, fairly decent cast, and I don't know if the director's done much. Damien Neiman, not sure if he worked on many movies, but I thought he did a fairly good job on this flick. Now, if you're not really interested in cards, it's not to say I'm interested in cards, but I'm not disinterested. I mean, I like Maverick with Mel Gibson. Rounders, I saw once, but I don't remember much about it. But I thought it made it interesting, and it's not that I watch poker games on different cable stations, whether it's on, or I'm sure you can find it on YouTube and such, but sort of dealing with cons and dealing with trying to make you guess until the end what's really going on. I thought the director did a fairly decent job. That was decently well directed as well. You have the beginning with this flashback in blue, and it's a young version of the Dean, Stallone's character. They're getting robbed while playing cards, and he has to lift his hand up, and he has a card, so people know he's been cheating. And this big gunfire breaks out until there's two left, the Dean and this other guy. And then you find out later on what was going on, and then or what happened after that. And then jump to current day, where, like I said, Jamie Foxx wins this game, and Thandie Newton and Gabriel Byrne, they're con artists. They do this con involving one pretending to be a bum and the other losing their ring, and telling, if you find that ring, I'll give you $1,000. And then the bum grabs it, and the guy goes, no, I want that ring. No, I want it. Okay, I'll give you $100. I don't know, how about you give me $300? And then the guy pays because he thinks he's going to get a $1,000 reward when they're both in on it. So they do cons of that nature. And they know a guy who is very quick on the hands with cards. And that's another thing I think is really cool, sort of that quick handling of the cards. I'm like, man, how they do that? How do they do this? It's not trickery. It's not CG or anything. It's real people making cards appear, disappear. The card appears in here. It's that stuff I do find a bit interesting because it's people being able to do this, is being a magician at cards in a way, and I do find that a little bit intriguing. And Stuart Townsend is working with these two guys, and they're talking with Jamie Foxx for this game, and it's a game that doesn't go well, and Jamie Foxx even puts some other money into it. He loses, but then you find out Jamie Foxx, the money he put into it was not his money, and then you get some guys wanting that money back. And then Jamie Foxx finds out that he was played because everyone in that game was part of a con, and they were part of a con to fuck over Jamie Foxx, who is working with these other bad guys. I know it sounds confusing, but I don't want to give every single thing away for those who want to see it. If you want to understand, give it a watch. But I thought the cast worked well. I thought the direction was perfectly fine. It was cool to see like Bo Hopkins, who I enjoy in films like Mutant with Wings Hauser. He plays this sort of corrupt cop. I like when he tells Gabriel Byrne, "When I want your opinion, I will dial your fucking asshole." Bo Hopkins is a great actor. Nice to see him and stuff. I liked him from Dust Till Dawn too. I liked him in, like I said, Mutant with Wings Hauser. I like some of the dialogue they use, like even when playing cards, like when Jamie Foxx goes, I have 4 girls, and they're all 10s. And then this other guy goes, well, I guess all those girls are fucking a guy named Jack, and he's got 4 Jacks. That's what I mean. It's like this guy who directed it and wrote it. He's been in this area. He's been in this avenue. He again. It sounds stupid. I can't really put it into words, but it's like I could tell this guy knows what he's talking about. It's not like this guy has had some experience, and that's nice to see because it makes the film get me a little bit more involved with it. Gabriel Byrne does fine as a con artist, as is Thandie Newton. Thandie Newton, she definitely has a mean streak. Because at one point, this guy keeps fucking with her and fucking with her. And he's like, oh, you like bondage? I'll take you back and tie you up. And she does to this guy. Only she then called a bunch of people over and they're going to take out his fucking kidney for the black market. And she's talking to him like, so, how do you like this game? You like being tied up? I'm like, yeah, this lady is a stone cold bitch. You get a little bit more of the flashback with the Dean character where him and the guy cut cards and the guy thought he won, but the Dean had an ace of spades and then defends himself shooting the other guy. And people are not sure, is this true? Is this not true? Sly, if you're doing this for Stallone, he's in it for the first 2/3 of the movie. He's in it once in the blue moon. Maybe at most 2 times or 3, maybe tops. He pops up. Mainly him talking with Melanie Griffith. And they had a relationship back in the day, and he's thinking of retiring. He's thinking, hey, maybe we can be together again and enjoy retirement. She pretty much says yes to that. And again, this is probably, again, 2 scenes maybe. And then Stallone's in it for the finale when the big poker game happens. Hal Holbrook, nice to see him there. I enjoy him from John Carpenter's The Fog. Very underrated film called Rituals. And he's there as the professor who is a mentor to Stuart Townsend. The final game, you have Stallone, Stuart Townsend. You even have Michael Dorn, Worf himself from Star Trek The Next Generation. He's part of the game. That was pretty cool. I like this idea. I don't know. I guess maybe it's true. I don't know if it's true or bullshit. Someone can let me know if they're really into cards. Where, what was they called it? forget what the hell they called it, but if you look at the back of the card and you're out of focus, you can see like a number on it, like a big 8 or a 4. And maybe it's a way to sort of cheat where if you go out of focus, you can see what the person's cards has. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but I like the idea behind that. I don't know, when they do poker in movies like Maverick, like this, I think it works because they could be faster paced with it. With a poker game, you don't know how long it is. Let me do this, let me do that. Well, I mean, I guess there's a certain number of time, but it's just... So maybe that's the wrong way of putting it. But in a movie, they can move the camera here, move the camera there. They can do all sorts of visual tricks to make it interesting. While when you're watching a real game, you can't do that. So I think that's why it it's not too bothersome watching that in a movie, because they're not filming it in real time in one fixed camera, or just here and then that's it, back and forth. And then, I mean, I've been sort of spoiling it, but I'm gonna stop right now because I don't want to spoil the ending. But overall, before, I thought the score worked well, into why I don't mind this film. The music fit the film well. And James Johnson, his score fit the material perfectly fine. I thought the cast did a good job. I thought this went at a pretty good pace. I wasn't really that bored. The cast made it work. I like sort of getting involved with the little twists and turns of what was going on, and oh, we look back at that's what the situation was going on. I think Stallone did fine as the dean, and for a game about, I mean, for a movie about poker and cards, I don't think it was boring at all. And I like the way it ended too. I guess Bull Hopkins was actually an executive producer. Huh. At least that's what it says here. And I like the way it ended, where you think it's going to be the typical, well, of course, Stuart Townsend is the young guy. He's going to beat the old guy. But no. I mean, Stallone says, I knew this day would come. And he's looking at Melanie Griffith, and then he turns, it just ain't today. And he wins. And Stuart Townsend can't believe it, and Stallone wins. And I'm like, I'm a fan of Stallone. Cool, Sly wins, all right. And then you find out that Gabriel Byrne finds out that Thandie Newton was the one who tipped off the bad guys to sell off her boyfriend, Gabriel Byrne, whoever, to save her own ass. And so, her and Gabriel Byrne are going to be split after each other, and they don't have any money. And then afterward, there's a diner scene with Stuart Townsend, and you find out that Stuart Townsend, this guy, was in it with Stallone the whole time to fuck over these two, who are really the worst morality-wise of characters. Because they're the ones who set up Jamie Foxx, and again, this is still spoilers. That's why Jamie Foxx got killed by these two guys who worked for this, call him a gangster type of guy. So these two guys set Jamie Foxx up. Stuart Townsend was just with them, and Thandie Newton is the one who's kidnapping people. She'll take someone she doesn't like and get their kidney out, and she's a two-faced bitch to the highest order. And Gabriel Byrne is not much better. And it was just satisfying that Stuart Townsend and Stallone ripped these people off, and that the whole time Stuart Townsend and Stallone was playing pretty almost everyone. I thought that was really cool. It was a big hustle. And Bull Hopkins was a part of it as well, because he appears at the end during this poker game, and people have guns on each other, and everyone calms down until the game is finished. And Stallone pretty much says that he's going to retire Melanie Griffith, and hey, enjoy your split. And when I first saw it, I didn't see that coming. But I thought that was a pretty clever twist. I thought that was a pretty fun twist. and a satisfying ending. So I do think it's a fairly well written flick that has some nice little clever twists and turns to it. And again, I think the cast works well. I think the score fits the film like a glove. I think. Too bad we didn't see any scenes between these two. That would have been a little side note. That'd be pretty cool. But it's just one of those movies. I got involved with the story. I think at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. I got involved with the story. I thought it was a fairly decent story that kept me intrigued and wanting to see what would happen next. So I don't really have too many problems with it. It's, again, I keep saying again, but I haven't mentioned this yet. It's not a film I would first go to when I'm thinking of Stallone because I didn't grow up with the movie, and it is a straight to DVD film about con men and the game of poker. It's not a subject matter that, oh, I'm dying to watch it over and over and over again. But to see every once in a couple years, I think it's a fairly decent flick. And if you're a fan of these actors, I think it's worth one look. Maybe it'll be your cup of tea, maybe it won't be, but I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I think it's a fairly decent flick. That's just my opinion, though. But either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you later.